Hey guys, how's it going? Hope everybody's having a great day so far. Welcome to another episode on the channel. Today what we'll be doing is we'll be looking at an upgrade of a pair of gateways set up in a high availability being managed by a separate manager. So it's not on a standalone gateway deployment configuration. This is the GNS3 topology. So real life this would kind of be going out to your ISP. So I just have a dedicated WAN switch here. And then we have a data plane with the management PC that will be running behind that, as well as the separate manager. And then it's going through this high availability pair of gateways here that's, of course, filtering the traffic from this switch, and it's also directly connected with a sync cable. All right, so let's go ahead and jump into it. So this is what we have based on, again, the topology that we just saw on GNS3. So I just named this the Colo firewall. This has a virtual IP of 10.0.0.3 with the separate individual IPs of 10.0.0.1 and 10.0.0.2, as well as the separate management running 10.0.0.100. And right now these guys are all on R80.10 latest version, which is Jumbo Hotfix. Let's actually check. Jumbo Hotfix 272. All right, and so the goal of this series, or this episode, is going to be bumping the management up to R80.30, latest Jumbo Hotfix, as well as the pair of gateways. They're just doing basic sanity tests, making sure that there's no inherent issue with this particular configuration. Going up to the latest Jumbo. Just want to make sure that everything is running smoothly, and for those of you unfamiliar with the process, get you guys a little more acclimated to it as well. All right, so without further ado, the first thing we would want to do is upgrade the management. So you always want to do that before doing the gateway, just in case there's any incompatibility with the management being able to manage the gateways. As far as officially being supported, R80.10 latest Jumbo can actually manage all the way up to R80.40, but just as far as best practice and things like that, you should always do the management first. So without further ado, what we would have to do is actually get a migrate export off the management server. That will basically extract all of your rules, objects, things like that, so that in case there is a failure with the in-place upgrade, and we needed to do, let's say, a fresh install or something like that, we can always at least export your management database back in. That being said, we're not going to actually have to import the database as long as everything in the in-place upgrade goes well. If we were migrating from, let's say, R77.30 to R80, then you would actually have to do a clean install and import the export that you have from the R77.30 gateway, or sorry, management. All right, so let's go ahead and get into it. So first thing you want to do is open up PuTTY. We're going to want to jump into the management. Okay, and you're going to want to log into expert mode. All right, once you're here, we're going to want to go to fw-dir/bin. So we can go fw-dir with the $ in front of it, /bin/upgrade_tools. Okay, we can do ls. All right, so we can see here we're in the proper area if you see the migrate file there. So it's pretty simple. All you have to do is type in migrate space export and then the path to the file, including the file name. I'm just going to save it in the same directory, so we'll just do migrate export demo.tgz. There we go. So we had to do the /migrate space export. Interesting. Depending on the version that you're running, you may or may not have to do that. And it says you're required to close all clients to the security management server or execute cp stop. So what I'll do is I'll actually just go ahead and close the SmartConsole. And I'll close this just for the heck of it. Okay. Then we do Y. It's going to go ahead and export the database. So for this demo, I don't really have anything, so it should be fairly quick. All right. Operation completed successfully. Location is where we had it because we didn't actually specify a path. So we can actually go ahead and grab that. So to do that, let's do WinSCP. And by default, it's not going to work. You're going to have to set change from cli.sh to bin mode. I can show you guys here real quick. Okay. To a bash mode, sorry. You could do that with the command. I'm actually drawing a blank real quick, so I'll actually show you guys another way of doing it as well, which you can do off of the GUI. But I'll go ahead and drop the terminal command in the comment section, not this comment, in the description below. So if you guys want to do that, you can do that as well. But at least I'll give you another way if you're the type of user that likes to use more of a GUI. So we'll go ahead and override this lock here, and we can edit the admin from the default shell being cli.sh to bash, bin bash. Okay, and now it should work. All right, so let's go ahead and navigate to the directory that it said. So it's, well, FWDIR, just so you guys know, is located in OPT CP Suite R80, depending on what version you're running. If it's R80.30 or something, then it'll say CP Suite -R80.30. Okay, so now we're in essentially FW1. Now we're essentially in FWDIR. So then we need to go to bin and upgrade tools. Okay, so there we are. And we have the demo.tgz, so I'm just going to go ahead and grab that off of the box and put that somewhere safe and sound. Okay, perfect. We can actually go ahead and exit this now. And that's pretty much it as far as backing up the management. So we can dive right into the in-place upgrade by navigating to the Gaia web portal, going to status and actions section under upgrades, and you can actually just, if you didn't already download the file, you can just download it from here. I've already downloaded the file from supportcenter.checkpoint.com, so I'm just going to import the package. Okay, so this is the file right here. We'll go ahead and give it a minute or two. Alright, so it went ahead and fully imported. At this point, you should see where it says downloaded successfully. And we can actually just, if you want to be safe, just go ahead and right click and do verifier. It's going to verify and make sure everything's compatible with your configuration. Shouldn't take too long. Give it a minute or two, depending maybe on how large your rule base or something like that. It might take a little longer. And so we see here, clean install, installations allowed. Oh, and there we go. I actually found a bug. So I actually forgot that there's a separate one for the security management. So let me go ahead and download that. Oh, I'll just go ahead and download it in here actually. Let's go ahead and do that. Alright, so the download was successful. Now we can actually go ahead and run the verifier on this one. Now that's the right one. Sorry, I've been doing lots of R80.40 upgrades, and they use the same package for management and gateway. So that threw me off a little bit, but no biggie. And there we go. Installation's allowed for clean install, and upgrade is allowed. So we'll go ahead and just click on upgrade, and we'll let that run. Alright, so after it's done installing, it's going to say please wait while the system reboots. And there you go. It should automatically bring you back into the login page here. It says upgrade is still running. Log into the status and actions page to see the progress. So if we go back here, go to all, you can see here that it's still doing a little upgrade even after the reboot. So we'll let that finish up. Alright, and when that's done, it's going to go ahead and say installed, self-test passed, and it's going to start checking for new available packages. And if there's also a new deployment agent, it's going to go ahead and install that. And once it's done doing that, we can go ahead and either import or download the latest Jumbo hotfix and apply that as well. Okay, you can also pop in the event log. You can kind of see if there's anything that's been done. Okay, it doesn't look like it installed a new deployment agent, so that's okay. We can just go ahead and start importing our Jumbo hotfix. For security management, take 191 is the latest Jumbo for R80.30 at the time of this video. Alright, successfully imported. And you should see it here as well. Download it successfully, and we'll go ahead and install that. Alright, it's going into the reboot cycle, so we'll give it another minute. Alright, and we're back to the login, so we'll go ahead and pop in here. And I don't think with the Jumbos it needs to do any cleaning up or anything. So we can go to show all. Yeah, there's nothing running. So that's it. The management is officially done. It's good to go. Running on the latest build. So installed, self-test passed, Jumbo hotfix, take 191. Now keep in mind you're going to have to use SmartConsole R80.30. You can find that download link. I'll put that in the description below as well. And there you have it. We're rocking and rolling on the R80.30 management. I didn't have any rules or anything in the policy. I just changed the default one to accept. But there we go. It's up and running. We can see here it's already established as R80.30 version. I'm sure in a minute or two we'll get the green check mark. But at this point, we can go ahead and start rocking and rolling on the gateway cluster. So first things first, let me check to make sure that I'm running the virtual IP of 10.0.0.3 on here. Yes, so I should have internet access. Let's test. So what we can do now is start the upgrading of the gateway. So what we want to do is SSH into the primary right now, which is 10.0.0.1. Make sure that it's currently the active firewall. Alright, so we can do cpha prob space state. We can see here local. This is the one that we're running it on. So the 10.1. This is the link interface. So if we go back to this interface here, so not to be confused. But I did basically name them the same as far as the .1 and .2. But yeah, local is the one that we're running it off. So we're running it off the 10.0.0.1, which is the primary, and it says it's actually in standby mode, and that the 10.0.0.2 gateway is inactive. And we can actually just confirm this by opening up another session. And we can do 10.0.0.2 cpha prob space state. Local is active. Okay, so You know, typically if your primary is going to be um, you know, your active one, we would start with that. So let's actually just simulate that. So what I'll do is I'll just do a CP stop on gateway number 2, and we should see it automatically fail over. So if we, yeah, okay, yeah, perfect. So there we go. So I ran CPHA prob state again, and this is the active. And let's just make sure that traffic is still traversing. Go to Netflix. Yep, looks good. And so what we can actually do now is just start upgrading the standby, also known as the secondary member at this point. So what we can do is pop over to 10.0.0.2. It's in CP stop right now, it's fine. It's not processing any traffic or anything like that, and you can still upgrade it. You don't need to do a CP start. And so we can see here we are running R80.10 Jumbo Hotfix 272, and we're basically just going to do the same thing that we did with the management. So we'll go ahead and import the package. We have one specifically for the gateway, which is the one I was trying to do the management before. And really what we can do to accelerate this process is go to the primary and just start importing the package as well. Can't hurt, you know, as long as we don't reboot the machine or anything like that. We'll have it ready to go once the standby is done. So we'll do that as well. And now we just wait. All right, package is successfully imported. So we can go ahead and, oops, come over here. Let's go ahead and do upgrade. Again, you want to make sure you're doing the standby first. So we can see here in the top left corner, this is gateway 2. Just in case, make sure not to get confused with your separate tabs if you're importing. So this one's downloaded successfully, but of course we're not going to do anything yet. Okay, we're going into the reboot cycle now. Alright, it's finished its initial reboot, and it's going to do the same thing as the management, I believe. So let's go ahead and, oh, it didn't actually give us anything. Oh, it's installed. R80.30 fresh install and upgrade installed. It doesn't have to do any cleaning up. Wow, okay, cool. So at this point, what we'll do is we'll apply the jumbo. Let's just go ahead and download it from here. Since I clicked install update button, it automatically went and proceeded to the install. If you just want to download it by itself, you can just right click and then go to download. But it's going to go ahead and go forward with the installation. And yeah, let's hang out for a couple minutes and we'll check back in. Alright, the jumbo just finished installation. It's going into its reboot. And we'll check in a minute. Alright, reboot's complete. Got this funky looking screen here. It's gonna refresh. There we go. Let's pop in. Okay, everything looks good. And just like the actual upgrade to R80.30 itself, the jumbo doesn't need any cleaning up or anything. So we're just gonna show all just in case. Yep, everything looks good. Installed, self-test passed. And we're pretty much ready to rock and roll and upgrade the 10.0.0.1. Let's go ahead and give this another minute just to be safe, and then we'll do the cutover with CP stop. Make sure traffic is still traversing, and then we'll proceed to upgrade the primary. Alright, I just took a quick break to let the gateway marinate a little bit. You obviously don't have to give it this much time. You can give it a couple of minutes, but it's up for 20 minutes now, so we can basically do the cutover. Just to be safe, what we actually want to do first is open up SmartConsole and push policy to the gateway that had the upgrade. So let's go ahead and do that real quick. Alright, so first things first, let's go. We can actually edit the cluster now. We'll put it to R80.30. Okay. So I just have the cleanup that has action, so we'll go ahead and push policy. I'm going to uncheck this. Okay. Because since we're on R80.30, it's going to show the exclamation mark on gateway 1. It's probably not going to be able to install the policy since it's on R80.10. Actually, I'm curious. Let's see if it'll work. I think it'll throw an error and not install on the secondary at all. Yeah. Okay, cool. At least I was able to show you guys that. So let's go ahead and install policy. Uncheck this. We should get a success on the secondary gateway. Alright, excellent. So now what we can do is go ahead and let's SSH into 10.0.0.1. Do the CP stop. Okay, at this point the standby should have picked up traffic already. So let's go ahead and open up a Netflix. Perfect. Excellent. And just to confirm again, we can just run the cpha prob state. Oh, well, it's not going to run on this one. We've got to open up 10.0.0.2. And we can see here the local, the one that we just ran it on, is active. Perfect. We can actually just close this for now. And we can start doing the upgrade on 10.0.0.1. So just do the same thing that we did. We've already imported it here at this point, so we'll just do the upgrade. Alright, it's went into the reboot cycle. And we'll check back in a minute. Alright. So we're back up and running, and just like we saw with the initial secondary gateway, it doesn't have any cleaning up to do. So let's go ahead and start checking for updates, and we'll download the Jumbo. Jumbo hotfix take 191, available for download. Just going to go straight for the install. Alright, we're in the last official reboot cycle, and that's it. We should be done. So give us another minute, let it fully boot up, and we'll push policy. Alright, the reboot is complete. We can just double check. We'll log in, make sure everything's okay. Oh, there we go. Installed, self-test passed. Perfect. So that's it. We're all up to date. Let's go ahead and close out of that. We'll open up our SmartConsole. Log into our management. There we go. Everything is good to go. What we want to do now is actually push policy, and we can actually put this check mark back because they're both on R80.30. have it. Everything is upgraded to R80.30, latest jumbo hotfix, take 191, and we're up and running. Again, the standby, the secondary right now is processing the traffic, so if you really want to get it to where the primary is the active and the secondary is standby, you can simply just run a CP restart command on the 10002. That will stop it, so then the gateway 1 will take over as active, and it'll automatically do a CP start again, so it'll come back up as the standby. Other than that, that's pretty much it. We're done with the upgrade. We're good to go. And if you guys have any other questions or you want to see anything else, feel free to drop something in the comments below. Thank you, and have a good day. Take care.